Hey there, race enthusiasts. Today we're diving into one of the most sensational moves in Formula One history, Lewis Hamilton's rumored switch to Ferrari in 2025. But there's so much more to this story than just a contract change. Imagine the seven-time world champion donning Ferrari red. Exciting, right? But what if Mercedes has a trick or two up their sleeve that could make this transition even more dramatic? Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss a single detail. We'll be breaking down everything that's happening behind the scenes, and by the end of this video, you might just see Hamilton's journey in a whole new light. Now, let's get into it. Hamilton's potential move to Ferrari has created a whirlwind of excitement and speculation. While many expected to see him behind the wheel for a test drive just days after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, there's a significant catch. Mercedes, the team that Hamilton has represented for over a decade, may not be so eager to let him switch gears early. The Brackley-based squad has made it clear that they won't allow Hamilton to join Ferrari's test until his contract ends, creating a tense standoff. With only 6 races left in what has been an extraordinary 11-year journey, could this add friction between Hamilton and Mercedes? Or worse, could it affect their relationship beyond the track? And if this tension grows, could Mercedes regret holding him back from Ferrari's seat? After all, Hamilton has been the heart of their success, and such decisions could make the last chapter of his Mercedes career even more dramatic. The stakes are higher than ever, and this move could change everything. The 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix will be remembered for many reasons, but undoubtedly, the most emotional moment will be Hamilton's final race with Mercedes. This is the same circuit where, in 2021, he lost his 8th championship in one of the most controversial finishes in F1 history. Fast forward 3 years, and Hamilton will be bidding farewell to the team that has shaped his legacy, under circumstances that might have been avoided if both sides had found a middle ground. But what's done is done. Hamilton has already signed a contract with Ferrari, where he will be reuniting with 2 familiar faces from his Mercedes days, Loic Serra and Jerome D'Ambrosio. Together, they aim to claim that elusive 8th championship, and the pressure to adapt quickly to Ferrari's machinery is real. However, Mercedes isn't making that transition any easier. Unlike Red Bull, which allowed Pierre Gasly to test with Alpine immediately after his final race for AlphaTauri in 2022, Mercedes is holding firm on their stance, potentially delaying Hamilton's adjustment to his new team. Hamilton remains under contract with Mercedes until the end of 2024, and despite past examples where teams have given drivers early releases, Mercedes seems determined not to budge. Tuesday's test drive, just days after the grand finale, would have been Hamilton's first chance to get a feel for Ferrari's car, but Mercedes isn't granting him that opportunity. According to Andrew Benson, a trusted Formula One reporter at the BBC, the team has no plans to make an exception, even for a legend like Hamilton. It's impossible to ignore the incredible contributions Hamilton has made to Mercedes. Under his leadership, the team secured an unprecedented 8 consecutive constructors' titles and 7 drivers' championships, with Hamilton only losing once to his teammate in 2016. Calling him the most influential figure in the team's history would be an understatement. He's the only driver in Formula One to make over 200 starts with a single team, surpassing even Michael Schumacher's record with Ferrari. With 84 wins to his name, Hamilton has delivered more victories for Mercedes than any other driver. In fact, Mercedes as a whole has only 128 victories, meaning Hamilton is responsible for a dominant share of their success. Despite all his accomplishments, Hamilton's final days with Mercedes are not without challenges. Back in 2022, when things started to get difficult, Mercedes brought in George Russell against Hamilton's preference and chose not to heed the 7-time champion's input on the car's design philosophy. Even though Hamilton pushed through these setbacks, staying committed to helping the team compete for future championships, the growing tension was hard to ignore. Now, Hamilton's move to Ferrari seems like a logical step in his career. However, it's a decision that Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has called shocking and one that could have profound implications for the team. Wolff has emphasized that there are many duties Hamilton still needs to fulfill with Mercedes, especially from a commercial standpoint. These obligations have created friction during the contract negotiations, as Mercedes isn't keen on letting Hamilton test Ferrari's car early, despite their long-standing partnership. Mercedes knows that giving Hamilton this luxury could risk leaking valuable information about their car's development, especially with the 2025 regulations expected to tighten competition between Ferrari and Mercedes. The stakes are high, and the tension is building. Mercedes' concern isn't just about commercial obligations or personal ties, it's about safeguarding their competitive edge. The close proximity in car performance between Ferrari and Mercedes heading into 2025 means that any inside knowledge Hamilton could take with him would be crucial. Although Hamilton may not attend every Mercedes meeting anymore, the risk of a data breach once he joins Ferrari is real, especially with the new regulations looming. Toto Wolff, the man behind Mercedes' recent dominance, is standing firm. While many might see this as a harsh move against a driver who has given so much to the team, Wolff believes it's a necessary decision to protect their future. He's clearly conflicted about losing such a pivotal figure, someone who helped shape Mercedes' legacy, but also knows that Formula One is, at the end of the day, a business. Adding to the emotional complexity, Susie Wolff, Toto's wife and a close friend of Hamilton, admitted that while Hamilton's move to Ferrari is historic, it brings a sense of sadness. She described Hamilton as a driver who works harder than anyone might expect off the track, dedicating himself to perfection in every aspect of his life. For her, seeing him in Ferrari red will be bittersweet, even if it's an iconic moment for the sport. Mercedes has already started looking toward the future, and according to Toto Wolff, that future lies with George Russell and rising star Andrea Kimi Antonelli. While there were early doubts about Russell's ability to lead the team after Hamilton, his performance in 2024 has proven that he's more than capable. With just one less win this season compared to Hamilton, Russell has shown he's ready to step up. However, Wolff has also pointed out that Antonelli is seen as the next Hamilton, and the team plans to follow a similar development path with the young Italian driver. This could spell trouble for Russell, as Antonelli's potential may lead to him receiving preferential treatment. The unexplored talent he possesses makes him a key asset for the team, and Mercedes is keen to replicate the same success they had with Hamilton. Wolff is clear that this blueprint project with Antonelli is a long-term plan, and it reflects the evolving dynamics within the team post-Hamilton. But no matter how prepared Mercedes is for the future, the impact of losing a driver like Hamilton will be felt. Wolff himself acknowledged that the consequences of Hamilton's departure might be deeper than anyone can currently anticipate, and it's possible that Mercedes will struggle to recover from the loss of such an iconic figure. Losing Hamilton isn't just about losing a driver, it's about losing the man who was the cornerstone of Mercedes' success. Hamilton has sacrificed a lot for the team over the years, even going as far as giving up potential wins to help the team better understand and develop the car. For Mercedes to let him go without providing him a smooth transition feels like a misstep. Toto Wolff himself admits that the move to Ferrari could have long-term consequences for Mercedes that may never be fully repaired. The future of Mercedes is now in the hands of Russell and Antonelli. Wolff believes they've found the right combination for success, but even he knows that Hamilton's departure will leave a massive gap in the team. While he has spoken optimistically about the future, Wolff has also acknowledged that Hamilton's move will send shockwaves through the sport and his team, labeling it a decision with extraordinary consequences. At the end of the day, Formula One is, at its core, a business. Despite Hamilton's legacy, Mercedes is looking ahead, focusing on what comes next. Wolff is confident that the new chapter in Mercedes' story will still be filled with success, but there's no doubt that the departure of a legend like Hamilton leaves a void that can't easily be filled. Toto Wolff has made it clear that the future of Mercedes rests on two young drivers, but there's always been speculation about Mercedes eyeing a potential move for Max Verstappen if he were to become available. However, Wolff has shut down those rumors, emphasizing that he now knows exactly where his team is heading. His focus is firmly on Russell and Antonelli, replicating the success Hamilton brought while building a new foundation for the team's future. What's striking is how much Mercedes wants to follow the same path they did with Hamilton for Antonelli. Wolff is determined to avoid putting too much pressure on the young driver, making sure he has enough time to develop into a world-class competitor, just like Hamilton did. But Wolff also recognizes that the Formula One landscape has changed dramatically since Hamilton's debut. The sport is much more complex now, with social media amplifying every detail and increasing the pressure on drivers. Hamilton had the chance to compete for a championship almost immediately upon entering the sport, losing by just a single point in his rookie season. While Antonelli's path may not be identical, Wolff is focused on nurturing his growth so that he can achieve similar success. It's a long-term strategy, but Mercedes is betting heavily on this future. Wolff has openly stated that Hamilton's journey from junior categories to Formula One was one of the most inspiring stories he's ever seen. When Hamilton first arrived, he was immediately competitive, proving himself capable of taking on some of the sport's greatest drivers. It was a time when Formula One teams had more flexibility with testing, allowing rookies like Hamilton to familiarize themselves with the car and gain valuable experience quickly. For Antonelli, things are different. The current Formula One rules limit testing opportunities, meaning young drivers don't have the same chances to adapt and prepare. However, Wolff is confident that Antonelli can jump into the Mercedes car and perform at a high level when the time comes. Still, there's a clear understanding that the environment in Formula One is much more demanding now, with constant pressure from fans, the media, and the team itself. With all of this in mind, the big question remains, will Mercedes regret not allowing Hamilton an early transition to Ferrari, and do they have the right to block his move? While the team is clearly focused on securing its future with Russell and Antonelli, there's no denying that Hamilton's legacy will cast a long shadow over Mercedes for years to come. The real drama will unfold on the track, but the ripple effects of Hamilton's departure will be felt in every corner of the sport. His presence in Ferrari Red will be an iconic moment, a historic shift that will make headlines worldwide. And no matter what happens, it's clear that Hamilton's move is more than just a driver changing teams, it's the beginning of a new era in Formula One. What do you think about Mercedes' decision to hold back Hamilton? Is it a strategic move, or does it create unnecessary tension? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to check out our next video by clicking on the screen right now.